Hello everybody and welcome to Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts for week 7 of the 2018 college football season. Your number 13 Deacons are going to take on the Boston College Eagles in what should be a fun one on paper. They're both very evenly matched, allowing under 200 yards of pass and rush yards allowed per game. The only difference is BC defense, well, they have +1 on Wake Forest in the turnover department for interceptions. We're under the lights and under the rain here at Alumni Stadium. And ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are ready for what should be a good football game. Last week, your Deacons defeated the NC State Wolfpack at BB&T Field in Winston-Salem by the final score of 17-10. They'll look to do the same and beat the Boston College Eagles, except they have one guy, Justin Edwards. He is a threat. He has over 100 rushes on the season so far, and he will not slow down for anybody. Saying that, we are glad to have you here for tonight's ball game. Boston College won the coin toss. They elected to receive, and speaking of Justin Edwards, there he is. First play from scrimmage. He tries to take off, but Matt Mays is there, and it's a loss of 1. That brings up 2nd and 11. Now, no gain on Justin Edwards' first throw of the game, and it's 3rd and 11, so he goes back to the air, but this time he's got his halfback Brandon Rogers, the number 2 threat on this Eagles team, and that's 16 yards for a first down. Now 2nd and 2 from their own 47. It's a handoff to Brandon Rogers, and Rogers, just like Edwards' first run, gets -1, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 3. D-line for Wake Forest so far, showing they mean business. 3rd and 3 from their own 46. Edwards takes off. He's got Green in front. Byers can't wrap him up. And it takes 3 Deacons to wrap him up finally, but not before an 11-yard rush. Now 1st and 10, handoff for Rogers. Rogers has room on the outside. He still has room. Brooks, he can't get him. And Rogers finally taken down after a 21-yard gain. The only Deacon within reaching distance was P.J. Brooks, and he forced Rogers enough to the sideline where others could help. 1st and 10 from Wake Forest 15, and it's Justin Edwards all the way untouched until the 1-yard line, but even then it didn't matter. Touchdown, Eagles. Justin Edwards, we said we need to watch him. He has over 100 rushes on the season entering today's ballgame. Well, there's just another one, and it's another touchdown. 7-0 Eagles. Studio update. Let's head to New York. Syracuse, they get defeated 38-45 by number 15 Pittsburgh. And speaking of defeation, well, Alabama, Arkansas, great SEC rivalry. Alabama, number 2 in the nation, they defeat the Arkansas Razorbacks 22-20. Back to our game here at Alumni Stadium in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. 1st and 10, this is the first possession for Wake Forest, something they're not accustomed to, but they have to go with the flow. 7:40 to go in the first. That's a handoff to Wayne Haynes, the Heisman leader, and he picks up 15 on his first run. On that play, middle linebacker for Boston College was injured with a hip bursitis. He will return later in the game. 2nd and 1, handoff to Wayne Haynes again this time. 7 yards, not 15, but it's still good enough for a first down. 2nd and 4, 5:20 and counting to go in the first quarter here from the Boston College 38. This one is going nowhere in a hurry. Wayne Haynes, -4. John Moses, well, they got cute with the run, Wake Forest did, and it did not pay off there. So now 3rd and 8, it will be shotgun formation with Haynes to Dustin Thomas's left. Hard count doesn't get Boston College to bite. Thomas looking, and it's Anthony Johnson on the corner route on the right side of the hash marks, 15 yards and a new set of chains. 2nd and 13, 3:30 to go from the Boston College 30-yard line. Thomas looking, slip screen to Haynes. Haynes makes 2, 3 Eagles miss, and he's got a nice pickup. 3rd and 7 should be manageable. Shotgun formation now, Haynes to Thomas's right. Thomas looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted by Boston College. Boston College read that play perfectly. Dustin Thomas had a little tunnel vision, and Joe Davis, the safety, came up with a big play. Now, just one play later, Boston College would fly high. Justin Edwards. Team Edwards is better than Team Jacob, and he's showing that right here today, ladies and gentlemen. An 80-plus yard touchdown run, and BC's on top early in the first quarter, 14-0. Does Wake Forest deserve this ranking? Well, I'm going to say yes, because they've beaten North Carolina. They've beaten Virginia Tech. They've beaten Notre Dame. They've beaten Florida State. They have the talent to do it. They just need to utilize it. So, 2nd and 7. After a good corner route to Anthony Johnson for the second time, Wake Forest, Dustin Thomas, a little read option. He will pick up 5, and that will take us to the end of the first quarter. But so far, it's all Garnett and gold for Boston College. Start of the second quarter, Wake Forest will look to start something on offense and on defense. Hand off to Haynes. He spins right. He's got room down the sideline, and he will be taken down at the BC 22, 31 yards there by Haynes. And that's just kind of the offensive firepower they need from him, Johnson, Jones, and Dustin Thomas. 2nd and 1 from the BC 13-yard line. Hand off, Haynes. He makes a move, and he's taken down at the 5. So 1st and goal for Wake Forest. That leads to 2nd and goal. But 2nd and goal will lead to this. I formation. Haynes, a little effort. He's in the end zone. You'll get an aerial view right now. He fought at the goal line, and with a little effort, he punched the ball in across the goal line. 14-7 BC, but BC wasn't done there. Brandon Rogers, he has a good handoff to the left side. He has room, and he picks up 5. And then on 2nd and 5, well, Wake Forest said enough of this. You see Matt Mays playing linebacker there. He forces Edwards up the middle. Edwards didn't want it. He bounced outside to the right, and he loses 4. However, on 3rd and 9, Wake Forest would stop playing defense, and this is Kyle Walker getting hit like a pinball 5-6 yards down the field, something Wake Forest really didn't want to see. They didn't want to see the catch, and they really didn't want to see their guys hitting them forward. But it happens, and they have to move on. 1st and 10. Rogers up the middle of the field. Boston College 21-7 at Alumni Stadium at home in the rain. This could be the upset of the year. We know Wake Forest has always had trouble against lower-rated ACC teams, but they've always fought back somehow. Unfortunately, this time it might be different. We head into half. Boston College adds a field goal after a Dustin Thomas interception, and it's 24-7 Eagles on top. Deacons coming to 13th in the nation in this contest. They were 15th last week against the Wolfpack of NC State. The only saving grace, maybe they're high enough even if they do lose, somehow remarkably lose this game, because they know they can come back in a hurry. They're still in the top 25. But, again, like we said, next week is the Clemson Tigers, and that is ultimately going to decide the ACC Atlantic Division, because you have Clemson, you have Boston College, you have Wake Forest as your top 3. I see Boston College falling off, and after Clemson, it's an easy schedule for Wake Forest. FIU, Marshall, just not tough teams that can very easily be handled, but we have to worry about this second half of this game first. And speaking of the second half, let's get into it. 24-7 Boston College. Wake Forest, they will get the ball after a very, very quick Boston College 3 and out. And this is Dustin Thomas rolling, except he forgot one thing. The football. McClellan picks it up for BC, and it's a turnover on downs and in the rain. Well, not on downs, but turnover nonetheless. And this one is just unfortunate. Thomas gets stripped, and the ball falls right into the breadbasket of the Eagles' defense. Edwards then makes Wake Forest pay again. A nice chunk of yardage on the run. 16 yards. 1st and goal play action. Open and that's Kyle Coleman. Boston College, 31-7, 7 minutes left, and things would not get any prettier from here, folks. If you want to leave, I advise so now. Thomas rolling out. He has all the time in the world looking, and it's intercepted one more time. This one for Matt Jones. 6:30 to play. Third turnover for Wake Forest. 2 interceptions, 1 fumble, except they hold BC to a punt. However, give it right back. Another interception. This time a pick 6. 38-7. Third INT for Dustin Thomas. He would get pulled. And the final score of this one would inevitably be 52-14 BC. Quite possibly the worst loss to an ACC team that they never should be in the business of losing to. And more importantly, the ranking of this game. After this loss, they would indeed drop to 25th. So next week against Clemson, Wake Forest will be 25th in the nation. Clemson will be 7th. We'll have a top 25 matchup for both teams in what seems to be the first one ever in the Dynasty. We'll see you from Death Valley next week, ladies and gentlemen. 52-14, your final from Alumni Stadium.